as the personal you see, not the stance of any group or company. Nothing here is legal advice, that's true. I'm not your attorney, that's on you. Seek a power in your zip code. Don't take my word as a legal code. Just a voice on the net sharing some light, not here to steer your legal fight.
Not financial, not tax related. I'm not certified, I've never debated. For money moves or income fate, call a pro before it's too late. No therapist badge, no couch in sight. Just thoughts from my own sleepless nights. Mental health matters, please take care. Talk to someone trained to be there. Seek a pro in your zip code. Don't take my word as a legal code. Just a voice on the net sharing some light, not here to steer your legal fight. No doctor here, no stethoscope near. Just info and vibes, let's make that clear. Before you pop pills or chase a cleanse, call your doctor, not your friends. Some links pay me a small commission. Helps the channel, fuels the mission. At no extra cost, it's your choice. Click if you like the sound of my voice. No promises made, no income guarantee. Results depend on you, not me. You'll grind your mind your own way, not something I can ever weigh. Seek a pro in your zip code. Don't take my word as a legal code. Just a voice on the net sharing some light, not here to steer your legal fight. All content's mine, the voice, the vibe. Please don't copy or try to scribe. Unless you ask, and I say yes. Respect the craft, that's how we bless. Spiritual thoughts might not be yours. It's just my truth, not holy laws. Some content may not suit all kids. Use your judgment, close the lids. This is just info, not destiny. What you do, that's up to thee. Errors happen, that's being real. No harm meant, just truth to feel.
Three psychological secrets to influence anyone instantly. Proven persuasion has. Why do you clap when everyone else claps, even if the show was trash? Why do you buy the bestseller even though you heard? Why do you buy the bestseller even though you never heard of it? Why do you say yes when your gut says no? Because influence runs the show. And today, I'm giving you 3 secrets that will flip the script on how you lead, persuade, and connect instantly. Welcome to the Chaos Crew corner of the internet, where we cut through the noise and get real about life, leadership, and leveling up. I'm about to break down 3 given and proven persuasion hacks: reciprocity, social proof, and authority. Not theory, not gimmicks, just psychology at work in your hands. So lean in, hit that like button if you're ready, and let's unlock these secrets together. And subscribe, hit that subscribe button and hit that like button. Really appreciate you, really appreciate you. Influencing people isn't magic, it's psychology. Here are 3 of the most consistently proven strategies. Reciprocity. People naturally feel inclined to return favors or kindness when you give first, whether it's value, time, or even simple respect. You create an invisible debt. That debt makes others more open to saying yes when you ask later. Social proof. Humans look to others to decide what's right, safe, or acceptable. Testimonials, visible support, and even showing that people like us already agree can pull someone into alignment without a hard push. Authority. We respond strongly to signals of credibility, titles, expertise, lived experience, or simply demonstrating competence make your words carry more weight. People often differ to those they perceive as knowledgeable or confident. These work best together. Give first so you're not alone, and let your authority or track record Anchor the ask. Think less about control and more about alignment, meeting people's psychology where it already leans. Try these in small daily interactions and notice where influence feels natural instead of forced. Instead of diving straight into your ask, offer something first. Example, I came across a resource that might help you with that project. You want me to send it? Then later when you need their support, they are more likely to step in. When rallying a team or community, highlight who's already on board. Example, several of us have already committed to this shift. Come join us. We don't want you left out of the impact. It taps into that pull to move with the crowd. You don't have to wave a badge. Share lived wisdom in a way that says, I've been there. Example, after 13 years in uniform, I've seen how leadership without empathy collapse fast. Let me break down why. That track record does the heavy lifting. Layer them. Start with reciprocity, sprinkle social proof, and anchor with authority. I spent years as a police sergeant, leading teams under pressure, and one thing became clear: people don't follow rules, they follow influence. Before I even ask you to subscribe or join the Chaos Crew, I want to give you something useful right now. I already asked you to subscribe. Subscribe again. Thank you so much. The 3 proven ways you can influence someone, whether it's your boss, your kids, or the stranger cutting you in line. Don't just take it from me. These same principles are used by Fortune 500 leaders, pastors, and even the folks who convince you to grab that extra dessert at a cookout. Everybody's using them. Now you can too. Give before you ask. It could be time, value, or respect. People return what they receive. Show them they are not alone. Nobody wants to be the odd one out. Carry your experience, your receipts, and your wisdom. When you speak from a place of truth, people lean in. So now I've dropped these gems. Let me ask you for something back. Again, hit subscribe, join that Chaos Crew, and let's keep building a community where influence turns into impact. Thousands are already tuned in, so don't miss out. Listen, people, don't follow rules, they follow influence. I know I spent years as a police sergeant. I could write you a ticket, but if I couldn't win your respect, that bat was just shiny jewelry. Let me hand you something you can use today. These strategies backed by psychology, proven by history, that will change how you move in conversations, in leadership, and even at the dinner table when somebody tries to grab the last biscuit. Give first, ask later. You ever notice how the person who brings gum to the group suddenly has a little power? One stick of juicy fruit and now everybody leaning in like, can I get one too? That's reciprocity. Give first and folks feel pulled to return the favor. Want someone to back your idea? Start by backing theirs. Want respect? Offer respect up front. Even a small gesture can flip the whole dynamic. I give, they give. I sow, I reap. I plant, I pick. That's reciprocity. Nobody wants to be left out. Ever been at a cookout staring at that mysterious dish, nobody touches it, but the moment one brave cousin takes a spoonful, suddenly half the table's piling it on their plate? That's social proof. We look to others to decide what's safe, what's cool, what's right. Leaders, pastors, marketers, they all use this. Drop a line like, most people are already on board with this idea. Then boom, folks lean in because they don't want to be the outsider. I'm not missing out. That's their thinking process. Receipts speak louder than words. Now, authority isn't about shouting the loudest. It's about receipts. Your track record, your lived experience. When I say I've led teams in the middle of chaos and still got results, that's authority. When you share your story, the challenges you overcame, the lessons you learned, you speak with the power no degree or fancy title can outshine. People lean in because they trust you've walked the road. Authority is just confidence dressed in credibility. Authority is just confidence dressed in credibility. Now picture this, you give first, reciprocity. You show who's already aligned, social proof. You drop your receipts, authority. That's not manipulation, that's alignment. That's how you influence without forcing, lead without shouting, and move people without pushing. So let's practice right now. I gave you something valued, reciprocity. You see thousands already rocking with the chaos crew, social crew, and I've shown you I've lived this life. Authority. Now here's my ass. Hit that subscribe button. Hit that like button. Join the crew and let's keep building a community where influence turns into impact. Don't just watch, be part of the movement. Influence isn't manipulation, it's alignment. Influence is the language beneath the words, the quiet current under every conversation. You can't escape it. You either use it or you get used by it. You either use it or you get used by it. Every human is both influencer and influence. Every human is both influencer and influence. Your mother used influence when she raised that eyebrow across the church pew. Your boss uses influence when they say, let's circle back. Should even your kids use influence when they put on that sad puppy face? Influence ain't a fancy trick. It's baked into our DNA. Influence isn't power games. Let's be real. Manipulation and influence ain't twins. Manipulation is pushing somebody off balance. Influence is helping them lean toward their own truth. Manipulation drains trust. Influence deposits trust. Manipulation drains trust. Influence deposits trust. Manipulation leaves scars. Influence leaves respect. Influence is learnable. Don't think you need a PhD in psychology or a million followers to influence. Influence is a skill, and like any skill, it can be sharpened. That's why today we're digging into 3 secrets: reciprocity, social proof, and authority that you can use before this video even ends. When I was a police sergeant, I learned quick people don't just follow a badge. That badge was jewelry if I couldn't win respect. Authority without influence is noise. But when I learned to influence, people followed my lead not because they had to, but because they wanted to. You can't even get kids to do chores with raw authority. Trust me, you can yell, take out the trash all you want, but if you haven't influenced them, that trash is marinating by the door until next week. So here's my promise to you, Chaos Crew. Proven persuasion has no manipulation, no gimmicks, just real tools that work in boardrooms, barbershops, church pews, and family reunions. We humans look around to figure out what's safe, cool, or right. That's why laugh tracks on sitcoms exist. If you hear others laughing, you'll laugh too. Social proof says if they're doing it, maybe I should too. Use it wisely, and you don't have to shove anybody. You just show them they are not alone. Authority ain't about something or flashing credentials. Authority ain't about shouting or flashing credentials. It's about credibility. When you've walked the road, people lean in. When you show your receipts, people listen. Authority is earned through lived experience and delivered with confidence. Want somebody to support your idea at work? Support theirs first. Want your partner to listen? Listen first. Even online, give your audience a gem before you ask them to subscribe. Subscribe. Hit that subscribe button and that like button. Thank you so much. I just did it with you. Reciprocity in action. Use language that highlights the crowd. Try saying, most of us already agree on this, but others like you are already moving this way. Nobody wants to be the odd one out. Authority is built with receipts. Share your scars, your lessons, your journey. People respect what you've lived through more than what you memorize. The authority of experience can't be faked. Think about that one coworker who always brings donuts every Friday, box of Krispy Kreme. And when they ask for a shift swap, everybody lines up to help. Why? Because they gave first. I've seen grandmothers with no degrees silence a whole room with one story. Nobody questions her. Nobody interrupts. That's authority. Not earned through titles, but through a lifetime of receipts. Influence isn't manipulation. It's alignment. It's understanding human nature and choosing to guide, not grind. Push people, they resist. Align with them, they move. 3 secrets: reciprocity, social proof, authority. Give first, show the crowd, share your receipts. Alone, they are strong. Together, they are unstoppable. Hit that subscribe button. Hit that like button, join the chaos crew, and let's turn influence into impact. Don't just watch, be part of the movement. Let me ask you this, why do we say we're grown but still eat at restaurants based on how many stars strangers gave online? Because influence runs the show. Not rules, not logic, influence. That's all you need. Not tricks, not manipulation, just 3 simple forces that have been running your life since before you could spell the word psychology. Influence isn't manipulation, it's alignment. These 3 secrets, reciprocity, social proof, and authority, are the roots of every decision you make. And if you use them right, you can turn conversation into connection and connection into action. Harvard Business Review found that even a small favor, like giving someone a soda can double the chance they'll buy something from you later. Give first, people give back. Simple as gum in a classroom. Think of it like basketball. You pass the ball, they pass it back. Nobody hogs the game. Reciprocity is teamwork disguised as human instinct. Now, reciprocity is about give and take. The next secret is about look and follow. Nelson reported that 92% of people trust recommendations from peers over ads. You laugh when others laugh. You dance when the crowd moves. You order what everybody else ordered at the table because deep down you don't want to be the only one chewing different. But wait, what if the crowd is wrong? Remember the stock market crash of 2008? Billions lost because people followed the herd. Social proof is power, but without thinking, it can lead you off the cliff too. So we got give and take. We got look and follow. But what about listen and believe? You remember the Stanley Milgram's obedience experiment? 65% of people follow instructions from an authority figure even when they thought they were harming someone. That's how heavy authority weighs. Authority is receipts. Authority is lived experience. Authority is that grandmother who can silence a whole room with one look because her story is worth more than her statistics. Authority is the lighthouse in the storm. People turn their will toward whoever shines steady. But authority can be abused. History proves it. Leaders who spoke confidently but led people into darkness. So authority must be rooted in truth, not ego. Now we have to unwrap the 3, give and take, look and follow, listen and believe. But how do you use them without crossing the line? Let me check you real quick. You think influence is about getting what you want? Wrong. Influence is about helping people find what they need. When you give first, reciprocity, you are sowing trust. When you show they are not alone, social proof, you are lowering fear. When you bring your receipts, authority, you are building respect. And that chaos crew is how influence aligns, not manipulates. And here's the twist. You're already using all 3 every day. You just didn't realize it. Critics view. Isn't this just tricking people? My response, not if you anchor it in honesty. Trickery burns bridges. Influence builds them. The skeptic's view. But what if I'm not a leader? My response, you lead every time you set an example. Somebody is always watching. A different angle. What if other influence me instead? My response, then you better know the game so you don't get played. You see it, you live it, you felt it, so what are you gonna do with it? Remember those restaurant stars, the clap. You weren't weak, you were human. Influence shaped your choice. Reciprocity, social proof, authority. Give, show, prove. I gave you value. That's reciprocity. You see thousands of chaos crew already tuned in. That's social proof. And you know I've lived this life. That's authority. So here's my ask. Hit subscribe. Hit that like button. Join us not just because I said so, but because influence is too powerful to keep sleeping on. And the real secret, you've been given it your whole life. Now it's time to master it. Luke 6:38. Give, and it will be given to you. A good measure, pressed down, shaken together, and running over, will be poured into your lap. For with the measure you use, it will be measured to you. Luke 6:38. This verse ties directly to the principle of reciprocity. Give first and influence flows back. I give first and receive in abundance. I move with the wisdom of the crowd, but think with clarity of my own mind. My story, my scars, and my truth carry authority that cannot be denied. I influence with honesty, I persuade with love, and I align with purpose. Read this book called Influence, The Psychology of Persuasion by Robert Cialdini. This classic dives into the same three pillars: reciprocity, social proof, and authority, backed by decades of psychological research and real-world examples. Then watch The Wolf on Wall Street. Jordan Belfort demonstrates all three secrets. He gives his sales team energy and confidence. Reciprocity shows them that everybody's doing it. Social proof, and leverages his own reputation as a moneymaker. Authority, to influence thousands. Then listen to Respect by Aretha Franklin. It ties perfectly to authority and reciprocity. She demands what she's already given, and her powerful voice alone is enough authority to shift cultures. The chorus became social proof, an anthem that rallied millions to echo the same call. People will do things for you because of what you have done for them, because others are doing it, or because someone they trust told them to. Dr. Robert Cialdini. Influence, the psychology of persuasion. Lord, thank you for the gift of influence. Teach me to give first with a pure, so that reciprocity becomes an act of love and not manipulation. Remind me that people are drawn to example, and let my life be a light of social proof that points to goodness and truth. Anchor my authority not in titles or ego, but in the wisdom, scars, and experiences you've carried me through. Guide my words, my tone, and my actions so they align with integrity. May every connection I make lift others higher, and may my influence always glorify you. In Jesus' name, amen. You just learned the psychological secrets that shape every conversation: reciprocity, social proof, and authority. I want to hear from you. Drop in the comments which one you already use the most in your everyday life, and which one you're ready to master starting today. While you're here, hit that subscribe button and join the Chaos Crew, so you don't just watch influence, you practice it, you live it, and you lead with it.
All views express the personal you see, not the stance of any group or company. Nothing here is legal advice, that's true. I'm not your attorney, that's on you. Seek the power in your zip code. Don't take my word as a legal code. Just a voice on the net sharing some light, not here to steer your legal fight.
Not financial, not tax related. I'm not certified, I've never debated. For money moves or income fate, call a pro before it's too late. No therapist badge, no couch in sight, just thoughts from my own sleepless nights. Mental health matters, please take care. Talk to someone trained to be there. Seek a pro in your zip code. Don't take my word as a legal code. Just a voice on the net sharing some light, not here to steer your legal fight. No doctor here, no stethoscope near, just info and vibes, let's make that clear. Before you pop pills or chase a cleanse, call your doctor, not your friends.
Some links pay me a small commission, helps the channel, fuels the mission. At no extra cost, it's your choice. Click if you like the sound of my voice. No promises made, no income guarantee. Results depend on you, not me. You'll grind your mind your own way, not something I can ever weigh. Seek a pro in your zip code. Don't take my word as a legal code. Just a voice on the net sharing some light, not here to steer your legal fight.
All content's mine, the voice, the vibe. Please don't copy or try to scribe, unless you ask and I say yes. Respect the craft, that's how we bless. Spirit Spiritual thoughts might not be yours. It's just my truth, not holy laws. Some content may not suit all kids. Use your judgment, close the lids. This is just info, not destiny. What you do, that's up to thee. Errors happen, that's being real. No harm meant, just truth to feel.